being fearful or hopeful. Hi friends, COVID-19 has changed many things in our world. Our lifestyle, our relationship, our job, economy, and education. Many say the world will not be same after COVID-19. In this life-threatening pandemic time, it's natural that we are frightened, dejected, anxious, disappointed, and even depressed. The fear and frustration has engulfed us so much that we have forgotten. In the past, we have faced many such situations with hope and positive thinking. Viktor Frankl, the proponent of the logotherapy, the author of the bestseller Man's Search for Meaning, the survivor of the Holocaust, shares his experience in the Auschwitz prison. He observed that many young and healthy perished soon, whereas the sick and the old survived the Holocaust. He narrates two such incidents. There was this certain man who was expecting to be released from the prison. He was young and healthy, and he was very happy on those days. As the days went by, he realized that his release from the camp was not going to happen. It is said that he fell sick and within 2 days he died. Viktor Frankl says this man who was young and healthy died not because of sickness but because of hopelessness. His second incident is about the watchmaker. The watchmaker from the countryside who was sick and ailing. He survived the Holocaust, all the torture and mental trauma, because he had a purpose to live. Viktor says when he interviewed, this old man said he wanted to get back to his village and to repair the watchtower which was in the center of the village. Viktor continues to say, this old man, because of the hope and purpose in life, went out of the camp. When we look at these two incidents, we realize that negativity and fear kills people, whereas hope and purpose in life takes us through many rough situations. In the present COVID-19 crisis, fear and frustration has overtaken many. We are afraid of our health and future. We are worried about job and financial crisis. Many are anxious about how to manage the post-COVID-19 situation and the challenges await us. At present, fear and negativity is rampant and contagious too. It has been that way since the dawn of humanity. The human brain is wired to focus on fear and negativity in order to enable us to survive as a human species. We don't have to live a life dominated by fear and surrounded by perpetual pessimism. We can open our minds to optimism. We can open our eyes to notice good in the humanity. We can open our hearts to live intently with hope. We deserve a life free of fear and filled with hope and faith. Hope affects our minds and bodies. Doctors know that hope affects our ability to heal. Hopeful patients have higher level of dopamine, endorphin, and other neurochemicals which promote well-being and the energy for living. Hope is our energy, our fuel for living. So people go to greater length to create it and to protect it. The ways to overcome fear and to live a hopeful life. First, recognizing fear for what it is. We all experience fear, but not all recognize it for what it is. In order to rise above fear and move into hope, we need to identify it and name it when we experience it. Instead of acting on our fear and uncertain state, we need to learn to simply say that I am feeling fearful and it will pass. Second, return to love more quickly. Hope is a form of love rooted in the idea that better future is possible. Hope plants a seed of love in the future and works in the present to help it grow. Consciously choosing love helps us to create connections, whereas unconsciously choosing fear helps us to create disconnection. Third, seek out positivity. It's one thing to stay up to date on what's going on in the world. It's another thing entirely to constantly check social media, read articles and stories about the topic which disturb our peace, and follow people who keep us stuck in fear. We need to learn to prioritize our news outlets and share feel-good stories. Refrain from sharing negativity online in order to help ourselves share positivity. Fourth, give what we wish to receive. Oftentimes, we withhold from the world what we wish to receive. We do this because we expect to get before we give. But by not sharing authentically and out of the beauty of our own heart, we dishonor our loving essence and do an injustice to our hopeful nature. If we want to see more positivity in the world, we need to share more positivity from our days. We need to build connections instead of burning bridges. I would like to end this talk with these sayings. There is no happiness without hopefulness. There is no healing without hoping. And there is no humanity without hope. I wish you all a hope-filled life. Thank you.